Answering some questions regarding SEO service pages, geo pages, in other words, city pages or suburb pages. These are pages designed to rank in a certain suburb, but more importantly, these are pages designed to show up when people are searching for that key term plus the city or plus the suburb. So it might be dentist Bondi or tree removal Bondi. So first things first is, do you need to build them? Do some keyword research and identify if people are searching using the suburb or the city with the keyword. Injury lawyer Sydney obviously does. Injury lawyer Bondi might not. But security system installer Bondi does. Accountant Bondi does. Another way, if you don't have access to things like SEMrush or Ahrefs, is just Google the term and see if competitors are doing it as well. So it might be security system installer Bondi or injury lawyer Bondi. If there are competitors at the top, in the top 20 results, if there's a pattern of websites doing website /service /city or suburb, or it's website /service -city or suburb, then safe to say you should probably do them as well. Have a look at those websites. If they are a reputable brand, big company with clearly a marketing budget, that means people like me are working on that website constantly. If they've designed that website that way, you should probably do the same. I know Jim's Cleaning, Jim's IT build 40,000 of those pages, one for every suburb of Australia. Now, in the past, for the last 15 years, I have been constructing these pages almost to be duplicate, where we create a template page. We actually have created software that does this, and this will simply duplicate and change the city or the suburb. Now, that has worked, and it still does work, but the way I make pages these days today is every page is unique, and every page takes into the consideration of something called TF-IDF, which is essentially looking at the top 10 for that desired keyword, deconstructing those websites, the top 20 websites, the top 10 websites, and understanding how many times does that particular keyword and supporting keywords shows up as an average. So if we're building page, say, dentist Bondi, and we look at the top 20 websites that are websites and not just directory listicles, and we assess, on average, they have 400 words of paragraph text. They've used dentist Bondi 15 times, and these other variations of dental services, dental group, dentist near me, that kind of stuff, naturally fit those terms in. With the use of AI, it's much, much easier to make these pages, because you can literally say, hey, Mr. AI, Mr. ChatGPT, I'd like this content to use this term this many times. Look, it doesn't have to be super precise, but just getting something out there will go a long way. The way I would do it is it's your website / your service / the city or suburb that you're targeting. In other words, the website is targeting national, the service is targeting national or city, and then the / suburb is targeting the suburb or the city. If that makes sense? So WordPress website is your homepage and your brand. / service is the overall service offering and generally the whole country that you offer it in or the city that you offer it in. And then the / suburb or city, depending on if the service was national or not. Hope that makes sense. So essentially, look, there's another way to do it, which is just keyword - suburb, keyword - city. It's much cleaner when it's website - service - city for a national company. That's how I would make it. I would look at the top 10, use a tool like Surf for SEO. It will give you the term frequencies, how many words should be roughly on that page, and have some unique content created. Now we're jumping the gun a little bit there. That's phase 2. Phase 1 is literally just get something out there, get these pages up and marinating, at least a page where the H1 title, H2 title, SEO title, meta description is targeting those terms, and that term is naturally used throughout the page, and you're actually talking about the thing that you do with that service. The way these pages have been made in the past is technically borderline duplicate content, but there's so many thousands of sites that still rank at the top of the content with this duplicate content, because that's just what they've just ranked, and they're going to probably still rank there. If you look at Jim's Cleaning, Jim's IT, Jim's Mowing, they've literally got the exact duplicate page because all of their sites cross-link with one another. They have so much trust and they have so much authority. The rules that apply to the little guy don't apply to the big guy, sadly. If you look at big brands like Accountants Daily, in the footer, they're cross-linking all of their sites. It's crazy. So it's like, that's the kind of stuff that used to get penalties, but it's clear that there are different algorithms for different brands. So is that duplicate content? Yes. Will a fresh brand have issues indexing that kind of content these days? Yes. The way I would go about it is every page has to be valuable, every page has to be unique, and I would also drip feed the release of these pages. So don't go and deploy 400 suburb pages for the 400 suburbs of Melbourne in the one go, like I have been doing for a long time. I wouldn't do that now. I'd drip feed them slowly, and instead of 400, I would only build 144 pages, because that's 80% of the target population of Melbourne. Same sort of numbers for Sydney. But once again, I'd build them out unique. How these pages linked or not in the navigation or footer. Okay, so you would link the main service page in the menu. So branding, design, creative, right? On that page, look, it's going to look ridiculous if you're linking out to 300 suburb pages. But on someone like Jim's Cleaning or Jim's IT, they link out to the cities that they service. So there's an anchor to the city. Otherwise, there's a HTML sitemap that has to be on all websites, an XML sitemap. So you have that linking. And also, there needs to be, like, I generally cross-link between these Geo Pages. It just depends on how many, right? So if I'm building like 10,000 of them, what I'll do is I'll have the nearby suburbs linked in the bottom. So by geo-relevancy, we will cross-link between the neighboring suburbs for like the 20 suburbs, because you don't want what are called orphan pages, which are pages where nothing links to them from anywhere. You need to help indexation, plus it needs to look naturally. And also I would link to them through the blogs where natural. We provide, cleaning services in these areas, and you're slowly linking out to them. It just depends on how many you're building. If you're building the top 4 cities, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Adelaide, maybe Hobart, right? 5 cities. Should be no issues having them as locations in the footer. No problem. Looks natural, looks good, looks like, yep, you have offices in those areas, be it virtual offices. And of course, they should be, if you do have an office location, a Google location, then there should be a locations page in the top menu. It just depends. Otherwise, I would link them out via the service pages. So the service might be like tree removal, that's national. And then which cities do we provide the tree removal? In Sydney, it's linking to the Sydney tree removal page of Brisbane, etc. That's natural, okay? You have to understand that someone browsing the website will not click on these pages, nor will they look on the pages. But is it natural for that page to exist in the footer? If it's only 5 cities, 10 cities, no problem. It just shows that you are servicing these areas, area of service. Hope that answers the question.